we have to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's back in the news, always keeping us on the edge of our seats because we didn't know it, but he got hurt. And what he talked about is just as painful as the previous. He is really soldiering through some crazy stuff right now. But, against all odds, he strapped it up and was a full participant in today's practice. Like, did everything, took all the reps, apparently. So, looks like he's going to play. I mean, what a brave, courageous, tough. I just can't find enough good things to say right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny too because, and I don't know if you heard about this, Grant, but speaking of Jimmy Garoppolo, it came out today that Richard Sherman believes that the 49ers should keep Jimmy Garoppolo around for another year and he should be the starter next year. So it just seems like every week there's a new injury, and every week he should be either getting traded for a first round pick or kept as the 49ers quarterback next year. It's incredible to me. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this shoulder injury. I did see a spot in the game, and I didn't go back trying to look for the injury, but I did see a spot where he had clutched. It almost looked like his arm, but it was his left arm. So I don't know what's going on with the shoulder injury. I just find it very odd that these injuries always come up after he plays bad. If he had played good, would we have heard about this injury? Do you believe so?
I mean, the fact that he's a full participant on a Wednesday practice means that why do we need to know about this? Basically, like it didn't inhibit you at all today.
No.
And what's interesting is I'm not saying he's faking it. All I'm saying is when yesterday, I'm talking Tuesday, when Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo were asked about it, Kyle was basically asked him, did it affect Jimmy's performance? And instead of saying, well, I'm not in it, that's a better question for Jimmy. He said, I thought he had 2 bad throws in the whole game, and neither one had anything to do with his shoulder, in my opinion. Again, he's been consistently downplaying his injury since Tennessee, saying, yeah, I mean, he's hurt, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not really affecting him. And then you ask Jimmy, did your shoulder impact your performance? He's like, I mean, I'm a quarterback. It impacts every throw, of course. Like the messages, the tone is opposite for both of these guys. And so I think Jimmy Garoppolo is trying to do, he's going to play, obviously. And Kyle's like, dude, he's going to play. Like, I don't know what we're talking about here, but Jimmy's trying to make this, to me, he's self-conscious about his image. And in New England, there's that story that, remember, Martellus Bennett said it this year, that he basically shut himself down 90 minutes before game time when the whole team thought he was going to play. And he has a reputation of being soft. And I think what he's trying to do is change the reputation. It's like, yeah, okay, I throw picks. I can't change that. I get injured. I can't change that. But I can at least make people think I'm tough. And I think this is all about having people think he's tough. Hey, guys, I'm hurt. And it hurts a lot. But I'm going to play because I'm courageous. I think that's what it's all about. Posturing.
Yeah, I think so. And you got to remember, he has to protect his image because he's going to be on another team next year. He can't come across soft or whatever else. If he doesn't play well, then he has to have some sort of out. And I'm not saying he's not even injured. I just believe that if he was playing well, we wouldn't hear about the injury.
Right.
The thumb, we probably would have, because that was a big deal and it could have lingered for a long time. But the shoulder thing, being a full go on Wednesday practice, that tells me that that's just more of, hey, this is my out for not playing good in the second half last week, and this is my out in case I don't play good again this week.
Yeah, it comes across as an alibi, as an excuse. You were a full participant in Wednesday's practice. We never should have known about this. This is an excuse for how he played. And what kills me is what Kyle said. He's like, look, I don't think this shoulder had anything to do with his misses. The 2 misses he's talking about were Brandon Ayuk and the one to Sherfield that was intercepted. The one to Sherfield, that to me is classic. You're throwing on the run and you miss high. I mean, usually you see quarterbacks drag their back foot to sort of anchor them. And there are things you can do. Jimmy, I guess, hasn't mastered that part of his craft. They haven't paid him enough money to figure out how to throw on the run yet. But to me, you can't blame that one on the shoulder, and Kyle didn't either. I thought that was very interesting. Also, the quarterback sneak had nothing to do with the freaking shoulder. Dude, it's a ship. And what Kyle said after the game was got a little excited, which is code for he choked.
Yeah, that's
why it's a problem to me. It's because he can execute that any other time, but it's the last play of the game in a playoff. He choked, just like he choked in the Super Bowl.
Well, that whole exchange was a little odd, right? Because you ask Kyle or somebody asked Kyle about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it was on Jimmy." And then when it came to asking Jimmy, well, Kyle said this. He's like, "Oh,
He's
Kyle
Scott.
said that? Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like when you're talking to someone about their ex-girlfriend or something, and it's like, "You're really still talking about me like that?" It's like that little pettiness. There's a lot of pettiness and passive aggression between those two, and yet they are joined at the hip. It's very strange. They won't just break it off, either one. But I get the feeling that both want out at the end of this year. I get the feeling that Jimmy doesn't want to be here anymore, and that Kyle doesn't want him here anymore, and that it doesn't really matter what the Niners do with Jimmy this year. I think they both want a divorce after this. I think this has been a very awkward year.
yeah, I think so. But I also believe that they both really want to win just as bad
Yeah.
as the other one. But they're just not on the same page, and they have different agendas along with trying to win. Jimmy is worried about Team Jimmy for after
Yeah.
this season, and Kyle is worried about simply winning now and doesn't really care about Jimmy's image that much at this point. So
Neither do I. Just win the Super Bowl.